Hi, welcome to Upskill Hacking. This video is dedicated towards demonstration of FTP protocol in a Linux-based environment. FTP is not just theory, it is way apart from that. FTP plays a major role in ethical hacking by configuring the FTP server, setting up the FTP client, and configuration is different for the different operating systems such as Windows, Mac, and Linux. This video is fully dedicated for configuring FTP server and client in a Linux-based environment. First, what are the objectives of this video? What is FTP protocol? How to configure FTP server as well as client on your Kali Linux machine. In this case, the FTP server will be Kali and FTP client will be both Kali and Windows. What is FTP protocol? It is a simple file transfer protocol which works on port 21 and it is used to transfer file to a local or a remote system. On my system, I have powered up my Kali Linux which is currently running on NAT network. But yes, pay attention, there will be a catch. We have to switch from NAT to bridge network at the last while we are configuring our FTP client as a Windows machine. Let's check our IP. Yep, it is 10.0.2.15, hence we are running on NAT. Now to set up a FTP server, you have to download a package whose name is vsftpd, very secure FTP daemon. So to download that, the command is sudo apt install vsftpd, very secure FTP daemon. I am already having that package, so no changes happened. Now the second step is to configure your FTP server. Now the configuration file for the FTP server is stored in /etc/vsftpd.conf and we have to edit this file, and so we have to give root permissions because it is stored in /etc directory. So sudo nano and the file path. Here nano is our text editor. The first change you have to make is to enable anonymous underscore enable line. Here it is no, you have to change it as yes. Second line is to change is local underscore enable. Here it is no, you have to do yes. The third line is right underscore enable. Change the no to yes. Now let's understand the meaning of the first line. The line anonymous underscore enable equals yes. This line signifies that you're allowing an anonymous login to your FTP server. Anonymous user is an unknown user. It does not really exist. So that login you are successfully accepting. The second line, local underscore enable equals to yes, means you are allowing your local users to access to your FTP server, which is obviously hosted on your local machine. Means I am having an user Nitish and a user 1 on my local machine. Here are the two files of both the users. I am having two local users. Now this line is allowing that Nitish and user 1 both can access the FTP server created on this machine. The third line, right underscore enable equals yes, says that the FTP communication must go two-way. You can take files from your FTP server as well as you can put files on the FTP server. A fourth line change you have to do, that anon underscore upload underscore enable. You have to change it from no to yes. This states that you are allowing the anonymous user also to put files on your FTP server. These are the necessary configurations you have to make. Get out from the file, and the command to start your FTP server is system control start very secure FTP daemon. You can also use another command, which is service very secure FTP daemon start. Both command works the same. You can use it on your convenience. Provide the current logged in user password for authorization. Now to check the status that really the FTP server has been started or not, use the same command but replace the word start to status. So the command is service vsftpd status, and yep, it is active running. Now a remote user or a local user can access our FTP server anonymously or via login through these two users. Now the part comes, we have to configure our FTP client. So while configuring our FTP client, you have to download a package which is named as FTP. Yes. So to download that, the command is sudo apt install FTP. I am already having this package. It is a FTP client for Kali Linux machine. The command to connect to an FTP server is FTP, and here you have to give the IP address of the local or remote system. In my case, FTP is running locally, so I'll directly write localhost. Or also I can give the IP address of my Kali machine, which is 10.0.2.15. Let's check our IP address on a new tab. Yep, it is 10.0.2.15. So I prefer to write localhost. Now it is asking via which user you want to log in to the FTP server. My FTP server is running on Kali, so I can log in through the users who are locally existing on this Kali machine. To check how many users total I am having on the Kali machine, just list the /home directory. There are two users, one Nitish user and another is user 1. You can log in via both to the FTP server. So let's log in via user 1 first. Enter the password of user 1, and yep, I am logged in via user 1 to the FTP server. Let's do pwd. It means at what path I am on the FTP server, not on my local system. It is /home/user1. Now I want to check the local directory on which I am on. Local directory means this, the directory shown on the Kali Linux prompt, which is in my case tilde, which means my current home directory, current login user home directory, which must be /home and /Nitish. Let's check it. We can check the local working directory by using the command lpwd, local print working directory, and yep, here it is /home/Nitish, and on FTP server we are logged in to user 1, so the directory hosted is /home/user1. Now yes, we'll take another window, print a working directory. We are on /home/Nitish. Let's do ls. Carefully watch to all the folders and files on the current directory. Now let's, here in the FTP console, let's list how many directories or folders we can currently access, just simply with ls command. There is a folder named desktop. So in FTP server you want to change directory, you can directly do it via cd command, cd desktop. print working directory on the FTP server is /home/user1/desktop. Let's list the file. Yep, there is a file flag user1.txt. Now let's take it on our system. The command to take this file is get and any file name. Now the catch is where is going to be this file stored. This file is going to be stored on the local working directory, and the local working directory is tilde, means /home/Nitish. So let's check in /home/Nitish. Is there any file named flag? No. Let's get this file. The file is transfer is completed. Now let's do ls here. Yup, now there is a file, and we can cat the contents of this file from user1 on Kali. Now if you want to exit the FTP server, you can simply write bye command. Now we will access our FTP server through user Nitish. We have accessed it via user1 first. Now let's try it accessing through user Nitish. Username Nitish, password for Nitish user, and yep, I am logged in via Nitish user. Let's now print the working directory. Now I am in /home/Nitish. If you are trying to log into the FTP server through any local user, then its home directory will be by defaultly hosted. Now let's check what are the files or folders we are available. Change our directory by cd desktop. And is there any file? Yup, there is a file flag_nitish.txt. We can take this by get flag_nitish.txt, and where it is going to be stored. I'm on /temp. So on /temp, how many files and folders are available to me? Here is an FTP fetch folder. So let's go to FTP fetch, local, change working directory to FTP fetch, and try to list files in FTP fetch directory. There is no files. Now ls to check the files in the FTP server's current working directory, flag_nitish.txt. I'm going to take this. So get flag_nitish.txt. Now locally list the files. Yup, local print working directory in the /temp/ftp fetch. Now there is a file in /temp/ftp fetch named flag_nitish.txt. To get out of the FTP server, we can do bye. Now let's try to log in by anonymous user. Same command, FTP, to connect to the FTP server, which is hosted on localhost. And now write the username anonymous. Now there is no user named anonymous on my system, but this line is still valid because an anonymous user is an unknown user. Hit enter. Don't type any password here. Strictly pay attention that you don't have to type any password. Directly press enter. Yep, I am logged in. But yes, it is not showing any directory to me. I am doing ls, how many, to check the files hosted on the FTP server, but it is not showing any. So we have to configure first that which folders will be hosted via login to an anonymous user. So again we have to configure the file sudo nano /etc/vsftpd.conf and head directly towards end of this file and write a new line, and the line will be anon_root will be Now right here the folder you want to host via the anonymous user. So I want the whole root directory to be hosted if I log in through anonymous user. So save this, exit from this file, and now let's check what is hosted. If I do ls on slash, it is the root directory of the Linux file system. It is the main directory of the Linux file system, in which we contain slash root, which is the home directory of root user. We contain slash home, which is the home directory of the local standard users. We contain slash etc for the configuration files. Now we have to restart the vsftpd service. So the command is service vsftpd restart, because we have made changes in the configuration of it. Now let's again connect to the FTP server anonymously. Don't type any password, hit enter, and yep, I'm logged in by anonymous user. Yep, there is the whole root directory. This is the whole root directory I got. Now, here is a flag underscore anonymous.txt. I can get this flag using get command and the file name. Okay, now it's done. We have done how to start FTP server, how to make our Linux machine as a client. Now we are going to go to our third step, which is configuring the FTP client on our Windows machine. I have told that there is a catch, because we have to change the network settings from NAT to bridge, and why we have to do so. So according to the diagram of the bridge network, our Kali machine and our Windows machine are on a same network connected to the same access point, but via the diagram of the NAT network, Windows machine and Kali machine are connected together, yes, but we cannot communicate from Windows machine to our Kali machine, because the IP address of the Kali machine is configured via the virtual box. It is not configured via Windows machine or the access point. So we have to switch to bridge network to make a direct connection from Windows to our Kali, because both the IPs are going to be configured via the access point. Now I am logged into my Kali machine on a bridge network. So now let's check what's your IP address. IP space A, and it is 192.168.125.10. And let's check our Windows IP address through streamd. The command to check IP address through CMD is ipconfig. Yep, and I am connected to Wi-Fi, so the IP address is 192.168.125.116, and here it is last.10. So the Kali machines and Windows machine IP is configured via access point. Now we can make our Windows machine as a FTP client, and our Windows File Explorer has a functionality inbuilt in it to work as a FTP client. So we have to move to any folder, hit on the address bar and type ftp:// Here ftp:// is specifying the protocol, and ahead we have to write the IP address of the system on which the FTP server is running, which is my Kali's IP 192.168.125.10, and hit enter. So yep, By defaultly, I am logged in via anonymous user on my Kali. So the whole root directory structure is hosted. I can do custom also. Go to the this PC, do right click, add a new network location, and I am doing this to specify if I want to log in with any custom user on the FTP server. Like we have seen the local users Nitish and user 1 on my Kali machine. Next, choose a custom network location, hit next. Now enter the address of the network location, which will be ftp:// our Kali machine's IP 192.168.125.10. Hit next. Uncheck this checkbox and enter the username through which you want to log into the FTP server. In this case is Nitish. Give a name to your network, my FTP. Hit next. Uncheck this checkbox because it is saying that as you created the network, it will be automatically started. Now here it is. Here the network is created. Double click on this. It is asking a username through which you want to log to the FTP server. You can use Nitish user as well as the user1 user. So Nitish and the password for Nitish user. Hit log on and there I am. Here the desktop where the flag _nitish.txt, and I can directly drag and drop this file to my desktop to copy this file. And here the file is. Let's check this. Let's check the content of this file. It is file from Nitish user on Kali. Thank you for listening patiently to this lecture. I'll add a file in the last of this video which contains all the commands we used in this lecture and with their meaning also. Thank you.